Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an experience. This is my favorite rapper of all time. I have no idea whether we should speak in Spanish or in English because so many people from different parts of the world are watching. I don't know how many people are going to try and break this down in English and then translate it so people that don't speak Spanish can enjoy this. But this is arguably, in my eyes, top 1% of the best rappers that has ever lived. We're talking Eminem and el Residente, in my opinion.
En mi opinión.
Sí, en mi opinión. Así que, mujeres y mujeriegos, a echarle bola. Let's listen to this. This is it's like, I think it's a freestyle. I'm not too sure, but let's give it a watch. I'll try and translate as much as I can.
These videos go viral every single time.
Sí, sí.
Everything that happens here.
Y si hablas en español, pues estoy muy seguro de que hayan muchas personas que ya probablemente hayan hecho la review en español. Y para los que no sepan, nosotros somos de Venezuela, así que Calle 13 y el Residente prácticamente, si creciste en los
criaron.
90, exacto.
Nos criaron.
Este es el padre. So let's give it a watch. I just said that basically if you're from South America and you grew up listening to this guy, he basically raised you. Yeah, and he changed the perspective of so many people and the views on so many upcoming rappers on the industry. So let's give it a watch. He usually has beef with people that do reggaeton.
He usually has a beef with a lot of people. En el lugar de la mancha.
That's like...
So, in the place of the stain.
In the place of the stain. This is chapter 1.
Estoy un poco intranquilo mientras el género urbano vigilo, asomando la mirada como un cocodrilo en el río Nilo.
Oh my God, the flow!
This is a big reference to... He's been absent for quite a while, right? And this might be lengthy, by the way, so I do apologize. So he's been absent for a while, and what he's saying is that he still has an eye in the industry, but he is lurking like a crocodile in the river Nilo, not in the Nile, exactly in the river in the river Nile. That's it. So he's still the murderer he was once before.
There. Still the monster.
Yeah, kind of similar to what happened with Eminem in his kind of hiatus that he took, just for the sake of taking it. He was still aware of everything, and then he comes back with Godzilla and Kamikaze, and then you're like, oh, so you're always watching.
Yeah, I've always
These guys are always
here.
watching, so go on.
De cuentas
His name is René,
antes de que llegue Milo, sentado en una silla bajo una sombrilla en camisilla, con el perro mordiéndome las zapatillas, eructando tortilla y las tostadas con mantequilla, apuntando al horizonte con un rifle sin mirilla, mientras hablo solo como Don Quijote, con espuma de cerveza en el bigote, esperando a que estos hot dogs salgan del camarote.
Sorry, I wasn't even showing it.
That's okay, it's okay.
Como un brote, antes de que se les hunde el bote, pero como siempre la mierda sale a flote, estoy preparado para darle estos soplapotes hasta que el cartucho se me agote. Hoy le tumbo el marketing de un tirón, como tumbamos las estatuas de Cristóbal Colón. Yo rompo esta chatarra como rockero en los 80, rompiendo su guitarra con el resi tú te embarras. Hasta mis versos se volvieron alcohólicos porque hay demasiadas barras.
Oh, let's go! He's basically saying that his raps have... He's become an alcoholic because his raps have too many bars.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? And this is what made El Residente so iconic, at least in my eyes. I mean, feel free to express your thoughts in the comments. Is that he was like a breath of fresh air in an era of huge commercialization of things for rhythmicality and cadence purposes, which is essentially what's still happening to nowadays. But the scene of reggaeton was very prevalent in those times. I mean, some of the best reggaeton songs happened in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. And no one was lyrical enough in the street scene, in the hip-hop scene, that prevailed and became as popular as Calle 13 overall, and then obviously El Residente. Para aquellos que hablan en español, supongo que sería un poco redundante porque...
Esto no necesita traducción.
Supongo que para la mayoría de las personas que también son fans del Residente, se significó lo mismo para la mayoría. Es simplemente el cambio de la industria. Era un poeta haciendo música urbana. No era simplemente cualquier Pedro de la calle haciendo reggaetón en un estudio. Era prácticamente un escritor, un poeta, un
Una persona de análisis, una persona que le gusta entender la sociología como tal y plasmarla en su rap.
Sí, si estabas de acuerdo o en desacuerdo con sus perspectivas del mundo, lo que era muy placentero era su forma de combinar humor, rimas,
la satírica,
poesía, literatura en sus raps.
Con la crítica social también, que era tan relevante en toda su carrera musical.
What made it special is the combination of like literacy, poetry, politics, sociology, all into one rap, rather than it just making a good song that just says bitch, bitch, bitch 24,000 times.
Yeah,
but it fucking bangs.
It's like twerk on me all the time.
And we'll talk about his musical pedigree and his musical intricacies the more we progress.
Vengo del calentón, desde Trujillo suenan los tambores en la calle ropa pom pom, no hay discusión, hasta mi hermano Don sabe que en el rap hay un solo King Kong mandando fuego, esto es White Lion, no hay juego.
Vaya.
Como en los tiempos de Voltio Contego, tú y yo no somos iguales, yo no creo en las estrellas de la plataforma digital, de cremita de pastel y en tus historias.
This is again the whole deal he's got with everyone, like he's just fucking punching at.
Well, obviously, the biggest line here is like, I don't believe in the big Instagram stars, like
I don't believe in
all this rising online stars.
I don't believe in digital stars. I believe in real ones. How many tickets do you sell? Have you filled out stadiums? Do you sing live? That's basically what he's alluding to. Go on.
Sorry.
Las plataformas digitales ni en tus billboards de cremita de pastel, ni en tus historias de Instagram Dolce Gabbana y Cartier. Solo creo en mi nivel y en el carbón de mi lápiz, corriendo por encima del papel. Esto lo hago para divertirme.
At this point, he does it for fun.
Para divertirme, esto lo hago para divertirme, para divertirme, para divertirme. Como ya mismo me voy a llevar un par antes de irme.
Venga.
It is really interesting. So he's basically saying, because I'm leaving, I'm basically going to take a few of you with me, basically.
Yeah, as I'm going to the grave, might as well take some.
Yeah. It's really interesting to see his point in his career, because he has evolved. He became a father. His perspectives in the world also changed.
His latest release, the last thing he did before this big break. What?
¿Cómo se llamaba ese álbum que sacó? Que era el último álbum que sacó solo. Hablaba de al apocalíptico.
Ya te digo. The thing is, with that last music video he released, it was so emotional, right? It was such a nostalgic take.
Ese fue el último. Yeah, that was the last video he made. Yeah.
Right. So, Residente. Calle 13. But it's not. Okay. So let's see. His
Residente. That was the last thing he made album-wise in 2017. But the last song he released, which came with like a video, was René, which, I mean, blew up the internet. And I actually didn't get a chance to review it on the channel because I had heard it literally as it released, like a couple of minutes after it released. Again, this is such a huge deal that I get to do this. I do understand that, like, this is not usually the type of industries that we cater to, because we've known these industries for such a long time. And I guess
we grew up in this industry.
The channel's all about discovering new ones.
That's right.
And, we're very familiar with the US, with South America, and...
But if you are more than willing that we dive in a little deeper into our own culture and how we grew up and the music that we grew up with, also let us know in the comment section below.
I do know that so many people now, thankfully, and thanks for all the support, watch from many different parts of the world. So perhaps being introduced to some of the most pinnacle figures of South American rap or Spanish rap in general, and you would allow me to do that for you, I'll be more than happy to fucking dive deep in his discography. But go on.
Okay, so back to Residente.
Part 2.
Capítulo 2, venga.
Mis armas son mis letras. My weapons are my words. My words are my weapons.
Romperle los resortes a la cama.
Venga.
Cuando mi palabreo se derrama, me los cojo sin pijama, vertical y horizontal como en un crucigrama. En las tiraderas soy el terror de los terrores de esta era. Para estos perdedores las primaveras ya no son multicolores, porque donde tiro un punchline dejan de crecer las flores.
Freaking fire! fire. Okay,
But
so
he's saying because his punchlines are so hot, it's so fire.
they're like a bomb,
Exactly, like a nuclear fucking bomb.
like a weapon.
Again, like just imagine.
It's a warfare.
This is top-notch wordplay. Go on.
It really is.
But if you don't understand it, the cadence and the feel of it, this is what he managed to do so well that it didn't lose.
I wonder if in this in the subtitles
There's no more
there's
subtitles.
just
No.
there's only
That's why I wanted to do this because I
captions
noticed.
in Spanish, right?
And I won't be able to break bar by bar. I mean, that would take hours. But
because there's so many meanings to the bar itself, not just the lyrical translation to it.
But I'm trying to do my best at giving context, I guess.
So you just don't get too lost.
Son artistas de quinta que escriben menos que un bolígrafo sin tinta. Cuando me ven se descomponen, color blanco pálido, como los dientes de embuste que se ponen. Cuando la gorra con la R se avecina en la tarima entera empieza a oler a granja campesina. Porque estos raperos de mentiras se vuelven gallinas con mi rima. Cuando impongo disciplina como en China, mi retina solo ve cabezas rodando por la colina. La revolución francesa con la guillotina quemando vitrinas. Voy a todas, voy pa' encima con una botella, una toalla y gasolina. Como en Palestina lo hago fácil como pelar cáscaras de mandarina. Cómodo como un asiento cuando se reclina. Soy Correa, Bae, Gil, Indoor, doble play de rutina. Esto no es por Instagram, esto se resuelve en la cabina. Los mato amarrándome la derecha y la izquierda, cantando canciones infantiles, saltando la cuerda. No hay break de que pierda. Si los meto a todos en una licuadora sale una batida de mierda.
He said that. This is, again, the world he comes from is you have beef, you settle it either in the studio, and that will resolve very badly for you if you do decide to go against a lyricism like him, or you solve it in person. But what's really funny is he says that all these stupid rappers that are coming at him nowadays, they're so bad and shit that if it was
so
to
low caliber,
that if it was to put any effort and put him in a what do you call that? A licuadora? What do you call that? A blending machine.
A blender.
The smoothie that would come out is a smoothie of shit.
It's a shitty smoothie.
It's a shitty smoothie. Literally a shitty smoothie. So yeah.
The witty thing here, though, is the wordplay. Obviously, everything means multiple things at the same time.
Yep.
And it's kind of hard to compile into one commentary. Exactly what it is.
My dream would be for Eminem and El Residente to do something together.
¿Tú te acuerdas de esa canción del Residente que estaba hablando él y que no entendía la parte del inglés? And he made a whole beef out of this guy who was trying to talk to him in English, and he got angry.
And he said, he was like, oh yeah.
What song is that? That's a brilliant song.
Yeah, I put it in the
like,
comments.
The American guy was trying to be all nice and friendly and whatever, and he thought he was
like, how you doing, okay? Que me cuesta el cake, que no sé qué.
¿Qué?
It's so funny.
Very funny.
A 2 minutos de canción tienen 20 escritores, hasta los manejadores son compositores. $500 por un boleto, señores, por brincar como un pendejo vestido de colores. El autotune y el playback activado, estos bobos cantan hasta con el micrófono apagado. No se puede ser el líder.
These new rappers sing even with their mic switched off because it's all playback and autotune. Come on, dog.
Campeones, si te escribieron todas tus fucking canciones. Un hot dog bien hecho es delicioso, el problema es que no lo cocinaron. Estos mentirosos, estos son no te llevan ni el plato a la mesa y se llevan la propina del mozo. Y no les da vergüenza, eso es lo vergonzoso. Las abejas hacen miel pero se las come el oso. No se compra el respeto por ser talentoso. Una cosa es ser artista, otra cosa es ser famoso.
That's true.
One thing is being
an artist,
and another one's being famous. And in his eyes, I think they're exclusive to each other. I don't think you can truly be an artist and be famous, and you can truly be famous and a true artist. Probably in his eyes.
Well, that's his whole argument, right?
You get lost in that stupid game. And what is interesting about him, well, this is what he's saying. And again, perhaps I did the best of putting into context his viewpoints and arguments of the industry, is that he doesn't have a problem with the cheeseburger. He doesn't have a problem with the hot dog technique. You know, this
fast food,
continuously pumping out content that's not great but tastes alright. But the problem is that they didn't even make it themselves. That's where he finds it is morally incorrect. And then what he finds even more astonishing is the fact that they didn't write this stuff. This is what he said, by the way. Then they didn't write this stuff. They put it out. They market it as their own, and then they take the pot of honey. They take the money. They take the fame. The credits.
Yeah.
And they feel no shame. Like, how the fuck can you feel no shame?
And that's the whole where the argument falls.
That's what he's trying to.
You can be famous but not an artist.
Yeah.
You can be an artist and not be famous.
Yes.
Hay que hacer una limpieza, mucho delirio de grandeza, poca destreza. Esto solo empieza y yo todavía voy por mi primera cerveza.
Venga.
Esto lo hago
Para divertirme.
para divertirme, para divertirme. Esto lo hago para divertirme, para divertirme.
It's always
para divertirme.
all the same shit as well.
Mijo, esto se la tragó. ¿Qué se la tragó?
Como ya mismo me voy a llevar un par antes de irme. Gabriel, ¿está bien así?
No.
No,
En verdad
papi.
está bien mierda, cabrón. Puede ser que me guste.
No, a Balvin no, cabrón, es un bobolón ese cabrón.
Balvin.
En verdad está bien mierda.
So to put into perspective, I think
He's
he's just
asking
throwing
the
shots at
producer.
J Balvin.
Ya mismo me voy a llevar un par antes de irme. Gabriel, ¿está bien así?
Está bien así.
En verdad está bien mierda, cabrón. Pero si le tiras a Balvin, puede ser que me guste.
No, a Balvin no, cabrón, es un bobolón ese cabrón.
He doesn't like Balvin.
Bro,
Because he asked her, is this enough? Can I go? And he said, if I'm completely honest, this is shit.
shit.
And then he says, oh, but if you want to throw some at Balvin, I'll stay. And then he's like, no, not him. Because he's so bad kind of thing. Go on.
How do you translate bobolong? It's like he's a bit slow. He's a bit
Coming
like,
now, like, he's a bit like,
he's like, it's not worth the bother, basically. That's
yeah,
what he said.
bollocks.
Yeah. Oh
El
my god.
caballero de los espejos.
Capítulo 3.
The gentleman of the mirrors.
Voy a rebajarme con un bobolón que le canta a SpongeBob
Y a
Pokémon.
Pokémon.
La copia de un clon, el Logan Paul del reggaetón. Eso es más bajo que eyacular sin erección. Como le dice
I was gonna say this is all too civilized up to this point. He hasn't name called anybody yet.
I think it's J Balvin. I mean, he said Balvin, so he just called Jay the Logan Paul of reggaeton, the guy who only sings to Pokemons and Digimons and fucking all the nerdy geeky shit.
SpongeBob, he said SpongeBob,
SpongeBob
on
and
Pokemon.
Pokemon, and his shit is so bad, it's worse than ejaculating without an erection.
Ouch, dude. Dude.
con el Logan Paul del reggaetón. Esto es más bajo que eyacular sin erección. Como le dicen por ahí.
Josecito, no tienes calle, por eso tienes los nudillos blanditos.
Con solo un video entierro a este becerro y lo pongo a subir fotos con su perro. El mancebo es como un desayuno vegano sin huevo. El pueblo luchando los están matando y el tipo sube fotos de Gandhi rezando. Pendejo mentiroso, se hace el espiritual usando la salud mental para vender un documental. Tú eres más falso que un hot dog sin ketchup ni pan, más falso que los abdominales de Luyan. Es tan inseguro el pana que tiene que estar anunciando por Instagram cuántas lana gana. No entiende los valores de la vida. Se tiene...
So it's quite funny because this probably applies to so many artists at the moment, reggaeton artists especially, and just the rapping scene. That you gotta understand that, like, for example, put it into perspective if you're watching and you're not from South America. In Eminem's case, right, or Royce the 5'9", like what they make a commentary on, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, all these guys, is this kind of mumble rap scene of shit, right? The version of mumble rap scene shit in South America is reggaeton, like that and Latin trap, like that's basically what it is. That is the lowest hanging fruit. I'm
just trying to find
if he's responded.
The Instagram to see where the praying picture comes from.
Well, that's
a very obvious reference.
So this is why he comes with so, because he's a purist.
Well, the thing is because he released hot dogs. That's
the constant reference to things.
Yeah, I didn't catch it the first time around. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why he keeps making the shit. Like he's selling hot dogs and the cheeseburger shit. Mm-hmm. And the reference is as well that it happened as well with some singers here from the UK where it's like they start, playing to their mental health, but then all of a sudden the day after they release a documentary that's paid. And it's like, well, hold on a second. This was just all a play. You didn't have good intentions. You didn't mean that shit.
Yeah.
And mental health is
You're
like...
not trying to create awareness. You're trying to sell a ticket.
You're trying to get your money.
That's
and then
right.
how low do you have to be as well? Maybe you are fucking demented because people are dying and you post a picture of you praying. Fool may be the one that worships in public, right? And then also... then this whole idea of like you have to flex how much money you earn, and it's like, hold on a second. This is also the side that I don't put on the channel as often.
Yeah.
It's
controversial.
I guess, but it's really nice to see because I observe all this stuff. The problem is I don't know any of these guys, and I'm not in the position where he's at, where he does know the inside really well, and the inside really respects him really well. So you can kind of, what he's saying comes with grounding and foundation. Mine comes from presumption.
Yeah.
But he comes from
Dangerous.
grounding. Exactly. So it's a double-edged sword. But in his stance, first of all, he's got nothing to lose. And if he's going to lose it all, he's going to take you down with him. It's like you try to cancel this motherfucker.
No, pero a estas alturas ya él
He doesn't
realmente
care.
no.
He really
It's,
doesn't.
it's not about respect or...
It's about fun. It's about perspective. It's about opinion. So,
Or
anyways.
putting something... It's also about putting something refreshing, an opinion that has been spoken about, but nobody has the guts to put it out
balls
there.
to say. And I've enjoyed J Balvin, some of J Balvin's work
I
for
like
sure.
the music.
Yeah. It's all right, right? So I don't play to
I'm
the...
guilty. I buy the hot dogs. You know what I mean?
I don't. I listen to it and it's all right, but
I do.
It's like, it's good. It is what it is. This isn't the genre that I listen to the most. This isn't the genre I support the most anyways, but it's like, it's all right. It's good music. We've even reviewed it on the channel as well. It's like...
Pero esto es abuso, papi. Esto
But
es
I think you're
abuso.
basically witnessing the murder of J Balvin.
I think so. I just wonder where the beef came from. Like, what else was there? Like, it's just not...
It's what I think J Balvin epitomizes what he dislikes of the industry.
Right, I see.
So I do wonder as well if J Balvin has ever spoken ill of El Residente, and that would be of René, and that would be a very bad thing to do, as we've learned in the past. Go on.
I wouldn't want to reply to this.
Por Instagram cuánta lana gana, no entiende los valores de la vida, se tiene que tatuar la palabra lealtad, porque se le olvida, es un imbécil con tinte de cabello que puso a mujeres negras con cadena de perro en el cuello, un blanquito que perdió el camino, todo un divino aceptando su premio de afrolatino, un día dijo que quiso hacer reggaetón siendo franco, al descubrir que Daddy Yankee era blanco, mi llave, lo peor de todo y lo más grave es que este pendejo es racista y no lo sabe, la historia te va a dar un bofetón en nombre de todos los que bajo abuso le cogieron algodón y otro bofetón en nombre de todos los que han tenido que batallar doble dentro del reggaetón. Mike Tower, Sexo, Keep Down, Rafa Pavón, Don Omar, Ozuna, Arcángel,
Tego Calderón.
un montón que sin pensar metes debajo del cajón. En tu arcoíris de colores no existe el color marrón. Un sacrilegio, este blanquito de colegio todavía no entiende.
And that's the thing.
Desde el privilegio.
And that's the thing about El Residente. He doesn't dislike reggaeton. He doesn't dislike the scene. Far from it, right?
He's always been a big supporter of the movement.
I guess he likes good stuff, original things, and as a lot of people should, original work, the grind, a real perspective on things, a real take, something original, not the cheeseburger formula.
That's not even made by you.
And like one of the, like me, how much more reggaeton do you get if you're Tego Calderón, bro?
Or
Or
Arcángel,
Don Omar,
I
or
mean,
Sach, you know what I mean? That's reggaeton, you know what I mean?
That's right,
That's
that's
real shit. But it's that, so his issue isn't with the genre. Yeah. It's just how the genre has been executed, and then what the genre became, because it became so mainstream, it lost all its fucking essence.
Yeah. I think well, as a bystander, as a music listener, I suppose you can always see when the marketing takes away from the true, honest construct of a genre of music. We've seen it in plenty of other industries, and not just the Latin American music, but obviously the internalization of the Latin American music has taken away the core of culture from reggaeton itself, like what it was at the beginning. And I think, I suppose that I suppose J Balvin is the face of the market, is the face of the marketability of the genre, right?
And again,
so,
like, it's
yeah.
always so interesting to hear different perspectives.
Dude, this makes me hot.
Lyrically wise, it's just fucking awesome. Like,
it's abuso,
Yeah, go on.
dude. This is abuse.
Awesome, yeah.
This is just abuse.
Color marrón, un sacrilegio. Este blanquito del colegio todavía no entiende el fucking privilegio. Pero ¿qué esperan de este fracasado? Criado por su papá, un influencer frustrado. En Puerto Rico pa' que se la dieran en el reggaetón. Tragó más leche que un condón. Ya mamada subió un escalón. Cada día disfrazado de un color distinto como un camaleón. Lo que dijo Rubén, el residente lo sostiene. Aunque cambie de color, yo siempre sé por dónde viene. Los camaleones velan por su propio ombligo. Se hacen pan hasta de sus enemigos. Nada más con el testigo. Los negocios son negocios, socios. En los negocios no hay amigos. Lo mío no es negocio. Somos diferentes por la música. Yo pongo el corazón al frente. Mis billboards lo sostiene la gente. Junto a mis letras en cada pancarta para bajar un presidente. No soy el más famoso de todo el circuito, pero parto en 20 a tu rapero favorito. Lo que dije en Calma Pueblo lo repito. Conmigo comen, aunque no tengan apetito. Esto no lo hago para darte consejo ni para abusar de ti, aunque sea disparejo. Hoy te despellejo para que los que se compren la camisa del hot dog se sientan bien pendejos.
I do. I feel super stupid right now. Like, it's like beyond, okay?
y debo mencionar de que la razón por la cual decidimos hacer la review en español es que
En inglés.
en inglés es que obviamente supongo que hay muchas mejores personas que probablemente ya hayan hecho las reviews en español y hasta puedan entender un poco más la referencia. Eso es algo que tal vez me duele un poco, que yo he perdido el toque con la industria por el canal. Estamos indagando e investigando y aprendiendo de diferentes
música,
industrias de músicas que me duele que nunca pude haber
hecho lo mismo con nuestra.
Exacto, y eso vino al precio
cultura.
de que tuve que, supongo, no escuchar tanta música de Sudamérica, de Venezuela, de Colombia, de Puerto Rico, de República Dominicana.
Y vamos a
de
estar
Brasil.
claro que el rap underground de Latinoamérica le ronca, ¿ok?
Sí, le ronca, ¿verdad? Es uno de mis géneros favoritos, pero la última vez que he escuchado rap español que no haya sido el Residente o Calle 13 del pasado, o Vico Sí o Teo Calderón, no me acuerdo, de verdad. Así que supongo mis disculpas a mi propia cultura, pero la razón por la cual lo decidimos hacer en inglés, porque supongo que va a haber personas que van a preguntar supongo que hay muchas mejores personas que probablemente ya han hecho las reviews en español, y dado nuestra audiencia y dado a nuestro objetivo de descubrir cosas nuevas e introducir a nuevos a artistas que tal vez no haya sido expuesto a ellos por el canal, por eso supongo que hemos decidido hacerlo en inglés. I'm just saying that the reason why we decided to review this in English is because the whole idea of a channel is to introduce new things to new people, I guess,
right,
that you might have not been naturally exposed to. It's also quite funny because I guess discovering new industries that has put a hold in me discovering more artists from South America, ironically enough, but
especially from the underground, not the mainstream music from South America.
No, the J Balvins or the Bad
exactly,
Bunnies,
which
no.
is the soul of this session here is what's laying underneath.
Right
the
now I
face.
can tell you, confidently, I know more artists of Asia, Europe, and than I do know right now of South America. Like new artists, I don't. So that we will come to that, and I guess we'll have to address that at some point, just for our own personal.
I think it's just at its due time. Everything at its due time. I think obviously discovering that the whole part of investigation that comes with the channel that we have started. It's such a time-consuming process, right? So.
But I do hope you enjoy this, and it's so enjoyable so far.
Por el respeto que merece todo aquel que escribe. Los Fórmula 1 están de turista, ya no corren, porque acabo de romper la pista.
Para divertirme, para divertirme, para divertirme.
Mi vez se sorprendió mucho si no se tiraba a nadie.
Para divertirme, para divertirme.
Está demasiado decente todo hasta este momento.
I would be very surprised if you didn't have this anyone.
Para divertirme, para divertirme.
Como ya mismo me voy a llevar un par antes de irme.
Hi, sir, Mike.
Ya me lo llevé.
Ya me lo llevé ya. Well, you're not
Bueno,
dead,
ya,
though.
no, pero ya yo decía, va a regresar al hiatus que se tomó.
Probably.
Eso es lo que yo pienso.
He either only comes back nowadays when people say something about him,
Or when he has something to say.
and that he can be bothered to even respond, because people
Mucha
now
gente-
know that even if you're quite small and you say something, perhaps you'll get a response. It's the Eminem thing, and it's the same. I really hold him to the same kind of I'd love to hear his opinions of maybe because he doesn't speak much English. He speaks English. I'd love to hear his opinions on someone at the writing caliber and the Eminem rap pedigree of Eminem and Roastify, like the American scene of rap. I wonder what he thinks of that.
Bueno, no sé.
I've never had a chance to
hear his opinions on
Fine.
that.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Again, that's not his language, right? So he doesn't actually speak English. It would be hard to.
But he's always been open to collaborate with fucking everybody.
The thing is, to me, because that was the whole reason as a Spanish speaking person, that I created some type of resistance with English rap. I could easily resonate with Latin American rap, obviously because it's my native language, and I caught
Entiendes
everything.
las palabras. Yeah, you
And I
understand
caught all
wording and
the
stuff.
all the rhythmicality and all the
Punchlines.
wordplay and everything that meant different things, and the hitting minutes and subtext of the whole rap. But in English, I had to work double as hard to try to catch a drift, right?
well,
Because there's so many subtext in
Well, imagine
it.
now, mate, that we're discovering, rap from fucking India, South
know,
Korea,
yeah.
Japan, China, France, Philippines,
It
Indonesia.
takes the whole game to a different perspective.
So I understand that our experience is always limited, and this is why I wanted to try and perhaps if you didn't speak English, you didn't speak Spanish, but you like Spanish rap, perhaps to put some context into his demeanor and the venom that he's spitting out there. But
Ya yo decía que se había tardado mucho en
si no le hubiese tirado a nadie, me hubiese sorprendido demasiado.
Lo que pasa es que cuando el coro llegó, dice que se iba a llevar un par antes de irse, yo dije, ay,
Who's coming, right?
pero tardó.
We're just saying, we would have been very surprised if we wouldn't have dissed anyone in an environment like this, which is basically what this is made from.
What I love is that he waited right up until the last quarter of
chapter.
the song. Yeah.
Well, he said, if I'm gonna
Fantastic.
go, I'm gonna take someone with me. So you see what I mean? He's so smart. Anyway, so that's what we thought about it, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.